Hey movie liners, it's Kyle Buchanan and I'm here to talk about the Sundance 2010 entry, The Runaways. This is definitely one of the movies to watch at Sundance this year. Everyone's talking about it, not least of which because it stars Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. It's also the directorial debut of a woman named Floria Sigismondi, who's made a lot of really interesting music videos like this.
Beautiful people, the beautiful people.
And this.
Thanks for making me mine.
Also this.
How dare you? How are you now anyway?
So today we're going to look at 3 things that The Runaways has going for it, and 3 it has against it. So number 1, it already has a distributor. Apparition will be distributing this film. That is a big plus, especially in today's environment where it can take a year after a film's Sundance premiere for a company to pick it up. Number 2, Kristen and Dakota. They provide the hype factor. Everybody is going to be wanting to see this movie. They'll be talking about it. It's not just film fans at Sundance. I mean, The Insider, Access Hollywood. Those outlets will care about this movie more than the other ones at Sundance. So it's got that spotlight if it needs it. And number 3, it's coming out in March. It can ride that hype wave from Sundance instead of letting all that attention dissipate for months and months and even a year until it comes out. By ensuring that it only has 2 months, and by skipping that February bloodbath of female-oriented movies like Valentine's Day, it'll have March mostly to itself, and it'll still be close enough to Sundance that it can ride that hype. So what does it have going against it? Well, for one thing, it's decidedly rated R. If you've been reading Movieline at all, you know that that movie opens with Dakota Fanning getting her period, which I don't think you're going to find in Twilight, although that would make a really interesting opening sequence to New Moon. From there, there's cussing, there's all sorts of sexual involvement, even some between Dakota and Kristen, which brings me to my number 2 thing going against it. The hype about that same-sex kiss in The Runaways between Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning, well, it sort of sounds similar to the hype that surrounded Megan Fox's Anna Mendes Seyfried's from Jennifer's Body, and that film didn't do so hot. There's a whole lot of other comparisons you could make to Jennifer's Body and Whip It as well. There's a certain element of girl power, there's a certain sort of alternative subculture happening there. The problem with both those movies is the audience wasn't there. Obviously, Twilight proves that there is a female audience out there to go see movies, but will they do it without a strong romance at the center? Will they do it without a phenomenon, a book phenomenon that spurs it? And that brings us to the number 3 thing going against this film, which is that, Kristen Stewart is obviously a huge star, and Dakota Fanning is a well-respected actress, very famous, but neither of them have tested box office appeal. We have yet to see if Kristen Stewart is going to be a really big box office draw outside of the Twilight franchise, and this will be our first chance. Now, obviously, all those things I listed have no bearing on the movie's quality. I'm just hoping the thing is good, because I get to see it before all y'all. But don't worry, at the end of this month, I'll let you know what I think, and then shortly after that, you guys will all be able to let me know what you think. Can we get a little bit more of that cherry bomb stuff? I like all the feathered hair and the Runaways music, so sue me.
Cherry bomb! Cherry bomb! Cherry bomb!
The Runaways have the most chance of any group I've seen to tear this world apart.